I read 67 books in 2025, so I'm going to go through my top 12, my top book for each month, and what I rated it. And I've got the Alani Cherry Bomb. It's honestly just okay. Not as good as I was expecting. Anyways, I've got my Fable pulled up so I can look at all of my books and their ratings. Starting with January, my number one book for the month was Onyx Storm. I rated it 5 stars. Is anyone surprised? No. My number one book for February, if I could do a series, it would be the entire House of Devils series because that quickly took the spot as one of my top favorite fantasy series of all time. But for just having one book for the month of February, I'm going to pick the City of Souls and Sinners, the second book, and I have not read the fourth one that came out yet, but that book was chef's kiss, 5 stars. In March, I read the entire Legacy of God series. I was hooked. I absolutely devoured it, but my favorite for the month of March was God of Malice. Again, 5 stars, no notes, Killian Carson. Yes. April was a bit of a slow month for me. I only got to 2 books, but I did finally read the last book in the Legacy of God series, God of War, and that became my second favorite, Eli King. Yes, also 5 stars. In May, I read the entire Plated Prisoner series, which was fantastic. If you have not gotten to it yet, highly recommend. But my favorite from the series was Gleam, the third book, and I rated that 5 stars. In June, I read the Edge of Darkness series, and that has become my number one dark romance series of all time. Cade Mitchell, Stacey Rhodes. I just cannot think about it without getting emotional. I am obsessed with that series. I want to reread it every single day. I'm not kidding you when I tell you I think about it at least once a day. But with that being said, Restitution was my favorite. It was just such a great closing and ending to the trilogy. 5 stars. In July, I started the Boys of Tommen series, and oh my god, I was not prepared. I only read Binding and Keeping 13. I needed a breather after that to finish the rest of the series, but Binding 13 was my favorite book of the month of July, and I rated it 5 stars. In August, I started the Shatter Me series, and of the books I read from that series in August, Shatter Me, the first book, was my favorite. I rated that one 4.5 stars. My number one book for September was The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. 5 stars all the way. Dark Victorian fantasy romance. Are you kidding me? It doesn't get better than that. And there's vampires. Yeah, it was fantastic. In October, I read the Female series by Envy Wright, and of all of those books, I did enjoy the series, but of the books, my favorite was The Female, the first book, which I rated 5 stars. November, I just did a Quicksilver reread. I was in a little bit of a reading slump, and I needed something kind of easy to read, so I didn't just stop reading altogether. Plus, I wanted to reread Quicksilver before I read Brimstone, so Quicksilver was my favorite book of the month because that's my only book that I read in November.